We've all come across someone who just doesn't seem to have it together. Today we're breaking down 10 negative traits of weak men. And before you get all defensive, this isn't about strength in the gym. Nope, we're talking emotional and mental strength, or the lack of it. So buckle up, grab some popcorn, and let's jump into it. Trait number 1, lack of accountability. First up, the "it's not my fault" guy. You know the type. He spills coffee all over your new white shirt and says, "Well, if you didn't stand there, it wouldn't have happened." Weak men love to avoid responsibility like it's a bad blind date. Instead of owning up, they point fingers faster than a game of dodgeball. Trait number 2, insecurity and jealousy. Next, we've got the jealousy monster. A weak man's insecurity shows up when he's constantly checking your phone or side-eyeing every guy you say hi to. You went to the store? He's wondering if you met a secret admirer in the fruit aisle. Relax, dude, it's just fruit. Trait number 3, fear of failure. Then there's the guy who's so afraid of failing, he doesn't even try. Weak men are pros at avoiding challenges. Instead of giving something a shot, they stick to their comfort zones like a koala clinging to a eucalyptus tree. They'd rather do nothing than risk looking a little silly. Guess what? Failing's part of the process, my dude. Trait number 4, poor emotional control. Ever met someone who flips out over the tiniest inconvenience? Like their phone battery hits 20% and suddenly it's the end of the world? That's poor emotional control, folks. A weak man can't handle his emotions, so he'll rage over spilled milk, literally. Pro tip, a deep breath goes a long way. Trait number 5, need for validation. Next up is the guy who needs validation all the time. Every decision, every move, he's like, "Did I do a good job?" Or, "Do you think I'm cool?" It's exhausting. A weak man can't feel good about himself unless someone else is telling him how great he is. Spoiler alert, confidence comes from within, not from how many likes you get on that selfie. Trait number 6, avoidance of conflict. Ah, the master of dodging. A weak man will avoid conflict like it's the plague. Rather than deal with an issue, he'll pretend everything's fine until it's not. Got a problem? Sorry, but this guy is nowhere to be found. He's probably hiding behind the couch, waiting for the storm to pass. Trait number 7, lack of ambition or drive. You know that guy who's been meaning to start his side hustle for like 5 years? Yeah, that's a sign of a weak man. No drive, no ambition, just Netflix and excuses. Successful people don't wait for life to happen. They get out there and make it happen. Weak men? They're still waiting for Monday to start their new life. Spoiler, Monday never comes. Trait number 8, dependence on others. Got a problem? A weak man is immediately asking for someone else to handle it. Whether it's emotional support, money, or even just opening a jar of pickles, this guy relies on everyone else. Independence? Never heard of it. He's basically waiting for someone to swoop in and fix his life like a superhero. Trait number 9, dishonesty. Next on the list, the fibber. Weak men often hide behind little white lies, or big fat ones. Honesty, not their thing. Instead of owning the truth, they'll bend it like a pretzel to avoid looking bad. Remember, honesty is always the best policy. Weak men didn't get that memo. Trait number 10, inability to handle criticism. And finally, we've got the inability to handle criticism. Tell a weak man he needs to improve, and suddenly, you're his mortal enemy. Instead of taking feedback like a champ, he gets defensive, makes excuses, or goes into full denial mode. Look, we all need to grow. Strong men accept it and get better, but weak men, they'll fight you every step of the way. So there you have it, 10 negative traits of weak men. Now if you recognized yourself or someone you know in this list, don't panic. The good news is, with a little self-awareness and effort, any of these can be turned around. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let us know in the comments which sign was the biggest eye-opener for you. Until next time, stay strong, emotionally and mentally.